The Talking Guys, episode 14. How y'all doing today?
Oh, I'm tired today, but I got my my faithful energy drink.
Oh yeah.
Still
So
tired.
yeah, maybe it's the weather. It's been raining the last day and a half here. How about you guys?
No, no, it's super
No
nice
rain.
out. I was riding my motorcycle today, yesterday.
Maybe it's
Very
coming this
nice.
way. I don't know.
They usually go well. Anyways, but I just woke up at like 6 something this morning for no reason, and I stayed up super late. So
Nice.
just
Who
tired.
needs sleep? So did that hurricane ever hit you guys or what? I haven't really been following the news this week.
Tropical
Tropical
storm.
storm.
Yeah.
Huge difference, first off.
And no, it went towards like Slidell, Mississippi.
Thank God.
Maybe they could use the rain.
It said which
No, we
which
don't
state's
ever
better
need rain.
off, Mississippi or Louisiana? Mississippi's obviously in a worse spot than Louisiana, so we're gonna hit Mississippi. That's kind of what nature does. So it chose the worst possible place to hit.
Is it because Mississippi hasn't had a lot
Or
of
the
rain lately or what?
no, just Mississippi is a crappy state, man.
Yeah, they
Nobody
don't
likes
let you buy
Mississippi.
alcohol in your average store.
Yeah.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
Stupid.
Oh, nobody wants to go and move to a state where you can't just buy liquor from your convenience stores. Like it's just no. I have to go to a liquor store. You're telling me I have to drive halfway across town just to buy some liquor? I don't think so.
Look, I get it.
Horrible.
I'm gullible, but what? They don't sell liquor at stores.
Yeah, they
Huh?
do.
In Mississippi, no, they don't. They only sell them at
No.
liquor stores.
Yep. In Texas, they only sell them at liquor stores.
Yeah.
Louisiana, you can buy them from liquor stores, from Walmart, from Target, from your local gas stations.
The guy on the corner.
The guy on the corner that's selling them for half price because he stole them from the stores. I mean, you can
Hey,
get liquor at all times.
does Costco count? Because I know here in Texas,
Yes,
Costco sells
everything.
liquor. Here in Texas, they sell liquor.
Every single store
Yeah, they
basically can
definitely
sell
sell
liquor
'em here.
and has a liquor section because it is so popular here that they would lose a lot of money if they didn't sell liquor. So they do.
Yeah, but no, I mean, you had said Texas because they don't sell liquor. You know, you can't go to Walmart and buy it.
Well, they
But
didn't for a long time, but now that
You still can't go
you
to
know,
Walmart and buy them in
you
Texas.
still can't. Yeah,
yeah, but Costco sells it, and we have Costco's here in Texas.
but
Yeah,
you have
I
to pay a
said,
but you
membership
have
for
to
that.
be
does
a
that
member.
count? Okay, so it
No,
does not count.
No,
no.
Okay.
it's an elitist store for
Yep,
elitist people.
yep.
Yeah. Okay,
I
I can
feel
see
like
that.
they're better than the average human or whatever, so they go
Yeah.
to the store that you have to pay money to walk into. Yeah.
I like the use of the quotation marks, Pat. That's
Same with Sam's Club's members and their IDs that they have to show.
actually so at Sam's Club they don't sell liquor, to my knowledge.
Oh yeah, but they're still an elitist shop where, only special people that have enough money to go in can even go into the store.
I'm getting the impression that Pat applied for both places and was denied.
No!
Probably.
I always wanted to work at Costco and make the pizzas in the kitchen for the people. They told me
Yeah,
I didn't have enough skill.
Not
So
everyone
now
can do
I'm
it.
bitter and I hate all Costco's. No, Costco's are cool. I don't really mind. I think if you actually grocery shop and you like actually make a lot of food at home, places like Sam's, Costco, anything that's like that is awesome because you get better value if you're
yeah.
buying stuff in a larger bulk, especially for people that have
I don't need
what do you call
anything
it?
in that kind of bulk except for like energy drinks
People with big families, that like have lots of kids and stuff. Like it's
and
like
ranch.
a godsend, and who love ranch.
Wait, how much ranch are you buying?
As
The
much as they'll sell.
it,
We
the
have a bottle right now that's like big. Huge.
You know, if you want, I heard that you can buy a pallet of ranch if that's something that
A
you're
pallet?
into.
Okay.
A whole pallet, yeah.
Cool.
but
Yeah.
ranch has an expiration date, doesn't it?
It does.
It's a challenge.
But it's not going to stop them from selling it to you.
I mean, I guess, hey, I didn't even know you could. That's crazy. I wonder
Yeah,
how much
you
that
could.
costs.
Jeez.
A lot.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you how many cases of ranch are probably on a pallet. It's
3.
incalculable.
I highly
Enough
doubt
to last you
that.
like 3 years.
How about this, guys? For the fans that we have, I'll go ahead and take it upon myself. The next time I am in a Sam's Club or a Costco, I will find a pallet of ranch and I will let you know how many cases of ranch are on that.
And how
Awesome.
much it costs. Make sure you
My
tell us how much
fans
it
would like to
costs.
know.
Yeah, all the fans, all 6 of them.
Uh, Actually, there's like 12 in that computer.
That's true. I have some in my computer too. So yeah, my
Nice.
fans would love to know.
That computer's cold.
Yeah.
Mine's
no,
colder by 2 degrees, but his
I
is
highly doubt that. I highly doubt that. Benchmark, pull it up now.
I don't even know if I have benchmark.
I'm not
Yeah,
pulling mine
actually,
up,
so
so
I'm
don't
kind of
waste your
curious what
time.
you guys think of their model they use. That's actually kind of ingenious if you think about it, where you set a pallet of a particular item, the manufacturer ships that pallet, and each of the items, for the most part, are in a cardboard box, right, with the labels. When
That's
the
sounds normal.
associates are zoning or recovering an area, they pull the boxes, put them in a box bin, wheel them to the front. Instead of using plastic shopping bags, members can use the boxes that have now been basically recycled from the shelves. Do you guys prefer that versus a shopping bag?
Yeah, because because bags are actually
I
extremely
am
bad for the
supposed to say
environment.
yes because that's the right answer. I don't.
It is.
I mean, use plastic, use paper, use cardboard. I don't care.
Well, to
Um,
your argument, Pat, you said that bags are bad for the environment, right?
Oh
Well, if
yeah,
they're
super bad
using
because they're
cardboard,
biodegradable. Takes forever. Cardboard actually degrades fairly fast. So
these are facts. You ever
well,
gotten
they're the
cardboard
same
wet?
thing, and sometimes a bag is better than a cardboard for the environment and like especially like the sea and everything. Even though I'm not like a huge person that like freaks out about that, it definitely
But you should, as should we all,
okay.
because it's
Listen,
important.
but it definitely affects and kills lots of stuff that's just like needless and pointless and destroys the environment. So, like, if you cared about the world a little bit, maybe you wouldn't use as many plastic bags. But
all right, setting that aside though, purely for a convenience standpoint, do you prefer using a shopping bag or a box?
oh well, conveniency, it's going to be a bag because you can put thousands of them right at your register or whatever and
And you can
bag away. You know,
stuff them in your car
I'm
easier.
sorry, what was that, Pat? What?
bag away. You're like,
Oh,
Also, giddy up.
giddy up, giddy up, giddy up. And then yeah, you sing that motto while you're bagging.
Oh,
but no, you
oh,
as a
oh,
customer, a guest, or a member, whatever the case may be, do you prefer having your items bagged or put in a box?
bag. Because boxes in the car don't fit as well. And if you've got a car like Patrick's where you don't have much space because there's stuff all in it, you gotta squeeze it where you can.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the bags are just better because they're more malleable. So you can, yeah, like he says, you can like throw them all over the place. But boxes, as far as organization, if like you were a very organized person and had like a car, like the boxes probably would be as good, if not better, if you knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I think both are good. I've definitely gone to like Sam's Club before when I was moving and like bought some stuff and then took extra boxes and took them home and used them for to move.
Wait, they
Yeah.
let you
I've
inside?
gone I've gone to Walmart before and asked them if they had any
Not
extra
officially, no.
boxes and they let me
I
take some of theirs.
liquor stores.
Liquor stores,
Liquor
yeah.
stores always have extra boxes.
But not bags.
And some of them I
No,
probably
just
I've gone to a
boxes.
Chick-fil-A before. I went to a Chick-fil-A one time.
I went to a Chick-fil-A once.
Throwing that out to our friends that listen
I
to
love
this every
Chick-fil-A.
day. And Chick-fil-A was very nice and gracious, and they went and checked in their back, and they brought me back like some really nice like white cardboard boxes. Like one was stained with whatever food was in it, so I had to like toss that one. But the other ones, I still have them from when I moved uh, to I think Arlington. No, Mansfield. When I moved to Mansfield, I still have those boxes. And it's crazy. So
Yeah, actually, no. Speaking of Chick-fil-A, chicken sandwich. No. Had y'all ever had the Popeyes chicken sandwich before?
yeah,
We
it's
live in
actually
Louisiana.
not bad.
It is
Is it
Louisiana's kitchen. Obviously, we've
okay?
had it.
Yeah, come on, dude.
People get shot for that sandwich here. I'm not even lying.
I can believe it.
No, the place I work next to when I lived in the previous city I lived in, right next to us was a Popeyes, right? And we were like a busy store, so we had lots of people going in and out. But let me tell you, when they like took away the Popeye sandwich and then they brought it back like 3 or 4 months later, I swear to God, there were like hour-long wait times
Mhm.
in drive-through to get a a Popeye sandwich. And so I finally was like, you know what? I haven't had one, but all these people are waiting so long. I guess whenever I see it being really slow, I'm just gonna go in there and get one to like check it out. And I went in there. Actually, I think I went in there with you, Seth. Yeah.
Yep.
I went in there with Seth. Like it was like 4 or 5, and for some reason it was dead in the store. And we went in there and ate it, and it was actually really good. I definitely one of the better chicken sandwiches from a fast food restaurant that I have had. I'm
It was tasty. I'll give them that. But anyone who waits an hour for a fast food,
not
you've
worth
got a
that.
problem.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
not worth
actually
that.
that's why I've never actually had one because there's always been just a line of cars and it's just like it's a chicken sandwich. It cannot be that good.
Yeah, and I'm
I mean,
sure.
it's good.
And there's a lot where you live. There's a lot less Popeyes. Here, I
Yeah,
mean,
Mhm.
they're everywhere, so
yeah.
it's a little bit
I
easier
can
to
think
find them.
of maybe two, maybe
Oh,
within
I
like
can think of
15.
two that I can get to in like 5 minutes.
Yep.
They're pretty much around as much as McDonald's. Like I drive a lot for work. I go through a lot of small villages that no one's ever heard of, and every one of them always have three things in common: a Walmart, a McDonald's, and a Popeyes.
Yeah.
What comes on it?
A bun.
Um, a bun, a very large piece of chicken for a chicken patty. It's nice, big. And they plop that bad boy on there. It's fried chicken too, so it's like breaded. And then
Pickles.
It has a sauce, right?
Yeah,
pickles
it has
and a
there's a spicy
sauce.
sauce or just a not, which is very mayonnaise based. I don't know what it
The
is, but
spicy sauce though is
yeah, the
extremely good
spicy
with
one was
it.
definitely better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wait, there's actually there's two available
Mhm.
sauces.
Spicy,
Okay.
Yeah,
spicy, and regular.
it's for the non-Louisianans and the Louisianans. So
People
like
who can handle spice and people who can't.
yeah, most people in Louisiana would never get the original because they're gonna get the spicy because everything has to be spicy because that's like a cultural thing here. Like we
That's
like
actually that's the only Popeyes is the only chicken place I go to. I'm not big into fried chicken, but I go there because they've got the spicy chicken. To
yeah.
my knowledge, maybe other chicken places have started implementing that, but I know for the
They
longest
have
time it was just Popeyes that had the spicy chicken. That's
Popeyes and Church's
Um,
chicken, man. You can get the
significantly
spicy patty.
better than regular chicken.
Oh, and Golden Chick. Golden Chick also has spicy chicken.
So funny story. I went to Golden Chick once. Literally once.
Only once,
No,
okay.
for real.
It's good.
Because we pulled in, working landscaping. Me and my old coworker Tony were like, let's go to Golden Chick. It's right here. It's close to our route. We've never had it. Let's try it. We walk in. They don't have any chicken. They were
What?
out of chicken.
Wow.
So I'm like, all right. They're like, we've got this, and it's like, no, we're okay, and we left.
Wait, what
Obviously.
were they trying to offer you instead?
I can't even remember, but they were like, it was like weird stuff. But like, you can get this, you can get that. I'm like, we're here to try chicken. They didn't have chicken.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to sell you all the sides on one plate.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, we got mashed potatoes and we got okra, maybe some corn. No
yeah.
chicken though, but you can have a plate of sides.
Yeah, I feel like if it's in your name and there's not some sort of global crisis going on, because given it was not like it's not even like it was this year, and maybe they're having delivery issues. This was like 8-9 years ago, maybe.
What time
And
of day did you go?
Lunchtime, right around lunch,
Wasn't
so
it
11,
wasn't it
12.
right when it opened though, Seth?
I have no idea.
Because
I have
Were
no
they
that
idea.
one was
busy?
It was
pretty.
the one over by UTA.
Oh, okay, never
Yeah.
mind. Different.
So
Yeah, I
right,
think I was
right
there
off
for a
Cooper
while.
by UTA. But yeah, it was just
Mhm.
like didn't have it. Didn't have it. I'm like, that's something you should have. I feel like probably.
Now, were they busy? Like, did you have to wait?
Well,
Were
I
there a lot
mean,
of
when we
people
were there, there
inside?
was nobody there because they had no freaking chicken. But also, it was we usually took lunch between 11:30 and 12, so it's just normal. I mean, a little earlier than your average lunch
Yeah,
rush.
that's not lunch
And
hours. Yeah,
so we should have been there before they got ran out. So they just didn't have it. Maybe
they
I
didn't
don't
have it
know. A
posted
truck
anywhere on
broke
the doors
down,
that they
or
were
I
out.
don't know what it was. I didn't ask, but I just like this is a weird thing. You don't have chicken. I'm leaving, and I just never been back.
They didn't have it posted on the doors.
Huh? No, no. We had to go in
Uh,
and go to order, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, we don't have any chicken."
Do you think that's something they could have done though, or do you think that management would have prohibited them from notifying people at the door? Hey, we don't actually have this
Probably
item in
not
stock.
gonna let you just to see
I
if they can
mean,
get a sale. They
man,
don't want to drive
who
people
knows?
away.
I mean, that
Different
makes
people,
sense, but
different
it's
people do different
kind
things.
of sketch. Yeah, that
I
sucks.
did. I think I went to either Whataburger or Burger King. I honestly can't. I don't want to throw Whataburger's name under the bus, but it
Yeah,
might have
how
been the
dare you?
Whataburger. But I swear to
It was Burger
God, I
King.
went to Whataburger. No, I really think
It
it
was
was
Burger King.
Whataburger. Anyways, it might have been Burger King, but I've only been there twice in like the last 3 years, so the probability of it
Oh
being
no, it was
Burger
not
King.
Whataburger then, because I know you've been there more than twice.
And I've been to Whataburger a lot, and I left because I drove up to the window and I'm like, I want to whatever, and they're like, we don't have any burger patties. Bye.
See,
Yeah,
I mean,
I'll see you
it must have
later.
been Burger King because you can get the chicken strips at Whataburger, and you can be a
It
happy
doesn't
person.
matter. It's not the same. I wanted a burger that day. I didn't want. I didn't
And
want
chicken strips are
chicken.
delicious.
I've never had Whataburger's chicken strips before.
They're
They're
good. They're not
delicious. They
delicious.
are delicious.
Okay.
I mean, the gravy really makes it, but like they have some good gravy.
I don't know.
Okay, well, comparing their chicken strips to like Chick-fil-A's.
It's not.
Chick-fil-A has chicken
Chick-fil-A doesn't
strips.
have chicken strips. It has chicken nuggets, dude. Get your
I'm
facts
sure they
right.
have strips. They gotta have strips, right?
Patrick, would you care to make a bet?
I actually don't know. I don't go
Yeah,
to.
I only
they
ever
have
get the
chicken
nuggets,
nuggets.
but I'm sure they have strips.
Do they
Yeah.
really have strips?
I
Mhm.
don't know. I literally
What?
only get one thing at Chick-fil-A ever.
The
I
chicken
s-
sandwich.
No, chicken nuggets.
I
what
I
Chicken
get
nuggets.
the.
I've
like
had the
grilled
chicken sandwich, but I mean, I go and get the same thing every single time.
Yeah,
And it's,
number one with extra pickles.
No,
I get the chicken nuggets with Chick-fil-A sauce, and I'm on my way every time.
I get the grilled chicken sandwich that has like lettuce, tomatoes on it, and is nice. It's like the chicken tastes pretty good.
It's
But
on a
I
whole wheat bun,
definitely
right?
do not get their chicken sandwich because I can't stand chicken sandwiches where they just put a little piece of meat and pickles. Pickles are the worst. I don't understand why people like them. Like, I'm not putting that
Pickles
on my
are
sandwich.
good.
No, they go with the sandwich, man.
You
That makes
no,
the sandwich. Yeah.
God,
Yeah,
dude,
I
it's
mean,
okay.
so at our where we work, I get our chicken sandwich. I put mayonnaise and pickles on it, and it's delicious. Delicious.
No,
Hold the
at the
mayo.
place I
No,
work,
no, you gotta
okay,
have some sort of sauce.
at the place I work, they literally it's dill pickle battered chicken batter like on top of it. So it has like a little bit of a pickle aftertaste before you even put pickles on it. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
They would sell so many more sandwiches if they removed that and put a nice good like pepper and like salt mix on there, maybe a little bit of
I
spicy
disagree.
stuff
The
in.
majority of the people in this
Oh
world
my god.
worship pickles.
Dude,
And I
no
think it's because it is part of the culture. Like everyone just, if you don't like
It's
pickles, you're
their
weird. But
yeah. Because pickles have always kind of gone with like chicken sandwiches. As
pickles
far
are
as I'm
not
aware.
good. I will argue
I
this
mean,
all day. I just
you
like
do you,
pickles
bro.
so much.
Hey Patrick, whenever you had the sandwich from Popeyes, did you remove the pickles?
Yes. When I have a burger at Whataburger, pickles removed. When I have a burger at any establishment, no pickles, please. Actually, that's not true. If I go to a sit-down restaurant, so if I'm sitting down and they put pickles on it, I usually won't even say anything. I'll just eat it. I'm not as adverse to it as I'm making myself out to be. But like Whataburger, I always tell them to please remove the pickles. I mean,
By
I
remove, you mean don't put them on in the first place?
as I see it, they still put them on sometimes, but I'm not a Karen, so I don't go. I want a new sandwich. You put pickles on it. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll just eat
You clearly made this in the vicinity of pickles because I can smell it.
it.
So,
I don't do that. I've never wanted to be that kind of person in my life. So unless they make like a gross air, which one time I've had like no, twice. I've had some food things that were like really people and I complained about it, but if they make mistakes all the time at places I go to, Whataburger screwed up my order, Taco Bell, they don't give you a burrito
I
that you
mean,
pay for. I don't go back.
I'm pretty sure if you expect to get your order right every time, don't go to fast food. They pay minimum wage. You're gonna get minimum.
You know
I guess
what?
that's how it goes.
Every time I've gone to Chick-fil-A, I've gotten exactly what I paid for.
Yeah,
Chick-fil-A. All right,
had...
Chick-fil-A and Cane's are in their own separate world. They do things better, but they also pay more.
Yeah, the customer service is top
it's
tier.
exceptional.
But they also pay more, so it defeats. I said they pay them minimum wage. Expect that level of job because people don't generally care for $7.25 here.
Dude, maybe we need to
only
go
that-
work at Raising Cane's or I guess. I mean,
not only
Chick-fil-A.
that, I don't know because I'm not actually worked at Chick-fil-A. But I would assume the level of turnover is significantly low because
Lower,
yeah,
maybe.
people enjoy. No, you don't think so?
It's still fast food.
It's still fast
So,
food. It's still
you still have to work
you have a
hard.
lot of younger people. No matter what,
Yeah.
younger people are going to be unreliable.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I mean, compared to like a McDonald's,
Well,
you know,
I
the
mean,
average life
nobody
expectancy-
can compare to McDonald's or Walmart in turnover. That's just
Yeah,
That's
okay,
true.
okay, fast food. Then, for instance, talk about turnover for fast food, right?
okay.
You would assume Chick-fil-A's is lower
Than
than
the
anyone else's,
average.
right?
Yeah, I would say so. I wonder if we could even look those stats up, but I would think so. I would think while it's still high because of the industry, the
Mhm.
industry is just a high turnover rate. There, like same with like any kind of restaurant, you're going to have high turnover where you're firing or people are quitting constantly.
Right.
So you're constantly hiring new people, so you see new faces all the time. But I would think that Chick-fil-A would be on the lower end simply because they staff a lot of people and they focus on guest service. And while there might be, some people that don't like that, I feel like it's probably pretty hard to get hired there and be like a really bad presented person. So,
Yeah.
for you to get just completely angry and like quit off the bat. Most of the people I've met that worked at Chick-fil-A worked there for a decent amount of time before they quit. Like it wasn't like they got it
Yeah.
for 1 month and then were
Well,
like,
I mean,
bye, see ya.
you do realize that Chick-fil-A they cheat, okay? They're a bunch of cheaters, but
How
God-fearing
do they
cheaters.
cheat?
Because
How so?
they focus like I don't know across the board across all the states they're in, but majority of the people I know who have ever worked for Chick-fil-A have been homeschoolers, and that's
Yeah.
cheating because homeschoolers
Oh,
are going to be
4,000% more reliable.
yeah. We are a better breed. Like it's probably because you're around your parents and get yelled at all the time, so you finally learn how to fall into line.
Yeah.
But I mean, so it's not really fair to say that their people stay longer because they're at least from what
Not
the stores that were near
every
me, it's
Chick-fil-A
always
has
homeschoolers.
Come on, man. There's a lot of homeschoolers, but it's not every person that works there.
But again, we're gonna stick with stereotypes, and I can because I was homeschooled my whole life.
Dude, maybe I
Homeschoolers
do
are
need
going
work
to
there.
they're going to be more religious, which is why they go towards Chick-fil-A because they're openly religious.
So they're more reliable.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
they're gonna be if you're religious, you
And-
tend to fall towards the more honest and hardworking. I'm not saying you can't be honest or hardworking if you're not religious, because I'm not religious.
Not to mention
but-
the biggest point of this too that we have been ignoring about Chick-fil-A over many industries is that they close on Sunday. So you get
financial poor decisions.
every weekend, you never have to argue with people and say you don't get one of your weekends off. Everybody in the entire company gets a weekend day off, which is so hard to say for pretty much any other business you work in. So I would see that as like people that work there, as long as they're hard workers, would probably really appreciate that because you always get Sundays off and like a lot of good things happen on Sunday. Lots of holidays fall on Sunday
NASCAR.
and they're very cool about, I mean, yeah, you might not get all the other days off, but like the fact that they give you a weekend off and it's mandatory and they don't even operate at all. Like, yeah, I'm sure managers and stuff might work on Sunday,
No, they don't.
because they got stuff they
Nobody
got to
works on
do.
Sundays.
But it's just I think that's something super cool. And while they do lose money, I think a lot of people respect them because it means that they take care of their employees a little bit better and give them quality of life. Because no matter what happens, you don't have to come in on Sunday, so you get one day off no matter what, which is probably a pretty significant thing. Um,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, it's
and
actually
not only that, all the employees, because I know so many people that want weekends off, and you're saying I get every Sunday off no matter what. Hell
So
yeah!
here,
So then when
here's
you're working that terrible shift on Saturday and Friday, when everybody's getting off work and they're coming in and they're destroying you, you're like, but I got my Sunday off.
Mm.
You know?
okay. You want to hear some funny numbers?
Okay.
So, I mean, I was just curious, so I did some googling.
Oh, no.
So
Uh-oh, here we go.
KFC makes an average of 960,000 at each of its U.S. stores.
Wait, per what?
in a year.
In a year, annually.
So 960,000 per store a year.
That's profit?
That's it?
It doesn't say profit or not, but
You said KFC, right?
yeah, but
Per
that's
year.
almost $1 million per store per year. That's
well, I mean,
money.
that's money.
But anyways, Chick-fil-A 3.1 million per store per year. Like,
And they take Sundays off.
yeah.
Think about that.
Oh, imagine
Yeah.
they can make probably like 3.5, 3.6. They worked on Sundays.
Yeah, I got this quick story I want to get to in a minute about Chick-fil-A and being closed Sundays, but that is 3 times as
Mind-boggling.
much. Yeah, and you
Yeah.
still have you one day that you do not operate. But it makes you wonder, is the percentage of people that are return customers to Chick-fil-A significantly higher than other
Probably.
stores?
Most
Yeah.
people I know that are Chick-fil-A people are Chick-fil-A people.
You also know that
I go
you're
to
going to
Chick-fil-A.
get in and out fast, even if there's a line.
Yeah.
Which is
that's true.
something that nice to know, because I mean, last time I went to KFC, I was there was 2 cars in line, and it took like 15 minutes to get my food.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, I get it. People say, oh, well, their menu's not super extensive. It's not super extensive, so they don't have that much to make. But I've been in a Chick-fil-A line with probably 20 cars and maybe 10 minutes, and you're already at the window getting your food. They know how to move people.
Yeah, I mean,
And they're very
that's
organized,
that's
too.
in an employment
Yeah.
stat. Like, I mean, they have so many people working.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
is like, yeah, they might not make as much. Well, this has always been my fight with anything that has to do with guest service, things that have to do with a service. You're providing a service, right? And most human beings in general, if you can provide the service faster, right, they're going to be happier with it as long as the quality stays the same, right? Like that's your premise.
Mm.
So with a company like Chick-fil-A compared to uh I would say most other companies, Chick-fil-A does it right in that they take the overhead hit on labor in order to give a valued, quality, consistent experience that for the most part is always a good experience. And when they do have a problem, they own up to it and say, we are so sorry, here's how we're going to fix it, and move on. And then instead, a lot of other companies, they're so worried about they only want like 3, 4, 5. Like at a fast food, they're probably going to have like 6, 7 people working, or maybe like 5 or 6, depending on what kind of restaurant they are. But then it makes slower times in their lines. When you do have a mistake, to get it fixed, it's harder because you have more wait times, and people are grumpier with them. So even if their food is great, like, people don't enjoy it as much. Well, as like with Chick-fil-A, you almost always have a good experience. I've never had a true negative experience at their stores.
Yeah,
And besides the
people.
fact that inside their store and outside their store is always clean, immaculately clean, the people are well dressed, super nice. I mean, you just don't go to a lot of places and get treated like that
It,
in
it
the same
helps.
way,
It helps
man. Like, I don't
to
know how
to
to
keep.
describe it past that.
It helps to keep your, I guess, essentially your fan base. I mean,
Oh.
the level of service you get is next to nothing at other places compared to Chick-fil-A. So
Within the
that's
same industry.
yeah,
We'll
exactly.
move on to
Fast food,
yeah.
but that's probably why people go back because they know the experience of going is part of it. I know we're gonna move on.
Anyways,
So
yeah, we should move on.
one quick story. Earlier you had mentioned about Sundays, the main closed Sundays. So I did work for Chick-fil-A for like a month years ago, and I
Just
only
prove
did the
my
training.
fact on
Yeah, I only
homeschoolers.
did the training aspect of it. Yeah, right. And
Oh, let's hear it.
I think there's like 2 Sundays a year. They actually have
No,
the
there's
employee.
like 52 Sundays in a year.
Yeah,
You sure? Only
actually.
Roughly,
52?
roughly. I
Mhm.
mean, it
Yeah.
flexes per year depending on where they fall in the month. But yeah,
Yeah. No, but it just so happened in that month I was there, uh we actually were working on a Sunday because they actually had all the employees come in and they trained us on how to create. I think it was like a brownie sundae, and so we actually got to make those and eat them. It was kind of cool. It was like a new item they had,
Mhm. And they let
and,
you try it so that you know what it
and
tastes
then they
like.
showed it. They
Yeah.
showed us how to actually make it because it was something that was being test marketed. I thought that was interesting. It's just like it just so happens, you know, the very brief amount of time I'm there, I'm working on a Sunday. But you would
Unbelievable.
not
that's
believe the
ungodly.
amount of people that actually would come to the door thinking we were open because they saw cars in the parking lot
Mhm.
and they were employee vehicles. So,
I've done it where I drove up on a Sunday and then realized it was Sunday and was like,
yeah, it's crazy. Seth, I think
"Mm."
you got something for us about some type of test we took. Is that
Oh
right?
boy.
Yes, but I was gonna transition it myself.
Oh, wow, I'm
Oh
sorry.
man, we're
Ah,
so sorry. Apologize, dude.
whatever.
If
God.
I'd have known,
I,
wow.
I mean, shows how much you listen to me, but it's whatever.
Communication, man.
Um,
You
Seth, are you saying something?
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
was he talking there for a minute, Pat? I wasn't
I
listening.
think I should
Yeah.
just mute them real quick, and you and I can have a conversation.
Whoa, well,
Um,
don't get all personal with me. Seth, myonlyfan.com. Join him today. Oh God.
so, anyways, so in our, we're all in a, or majority of us are all in a group chat, right? Um, bunch of friends that we all know. Um, and it came up about a personality test, and we all took it and then talked about it, etc. So I thought it might be interesting for us to do one. We did the Myers-Briggs though, which is not the one we talked about because this one's a little more well known. Where it breaks you apart in a your personality on just a basic name and then some letters to tell more of like what kind of person you are. So we all took it. So who would like to share first? What you got? All right, that's you,
Um,
Patrick. I also heard you
uh,
get a text.
it was actually just a notification. I don't know why I don't even have notifications on loud, but somehow okay. Anyways, I got if you don't know how it works, there's 16 personality types and it's 4 letters. Um so I got an
Four
E
letters slash a letter.
Do
slash
the
a letter.
letters signify anything?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So I got ENTP, and I think before I have also gotten ENTJ.
Do the letters
Because I
stand
took
for
it
something?
before.
Yes.
Yes. Although it doesn't really say that on this one that we took because this isn't the official it's not made by Myers-Briggs. You have to pay money to take the actual official Myers-Briggs test. That's
Money?
actually
Ooh,
what
no, I don't
it
want to
is.
spend that.
Which
Yeah,
I
you want to know
have
how much
I
it
have
costs?
done. But anyways, I can label them out for you. So you have your 4 sections, right? Your first section is either an E or I, extrovert, introvert.
Oh, okay.
Which way you lean towards. Which your second section, does it go down or does it go over? It goes right. Okay, your second section is S or N, which is sensors or intuitives. Let me know if you need me to explain into more. Your third section is T or F, thinkers or feelers. And then your last one is judgers or perceivers.
So I'm a perceiver.
I'm a judger. There's one letter after, right?
Well, that I'm not sure what that last letter is. I don't even because whenever I took the actual test, so I say just ignore it.
Okay.
Because whenever I took the actual test, it was only a 4 letter, but this one that we took has got a dash and something else. I don't know what the dash stands for, so I can't really tell you.
It was saying the dash stands for identity, and this trait underpins all others, showing how confident we are in our abilities and decisions. So you can be assertive or turbulent. That's what that one's based off of.
So it's just an A or a T.
So me, I got a T technically, so I'm turbulent more than assertive.
Yeah, you're turbulent.
Yep.
Like airplanes.
Right. Hey, Pat, what is your personality type?
Oh, it's an ENTP, which
Oh, no,
they
like above it, doesn't it list what
oh
you
yeah,
are?
it says I am a debater and that I
Facts.
which is
Nice.
totally true. So I'm just going to read my little introduction paragraph and that's it. I'm not going to go farther, but it says no one loves the process of mental sparring more than the debater personality type as it gives them a chance to exercise their effortlessly quick wit, broad accumulated knowledge base, and capacity for connecting disparate ideas to prove their points. Debaters are the ultimate devil's advocate, thriving on the process of shredding arguments and beliefs and letting the ribbons drift in the wind for all to see. They don't always do this because they are trying to achieve some deeper purpose or strategic goal, though. Sometimes it's simple. It's for the simple reason that it's fun. And that's really the basis. It goes a lot more in depth, and I feel like that was a little catchy. Gotcha. Like, but
Okay. So you
it's
are
just
a
somebody
debater.
who it's basically someone who questions beliefs a lot. Is more thinking orientated over feeling orientated. Who likes to push people to think past what their comfort zone is, which leads to making people angry and angsty with them because sometimes you can go so far that they feel personally attacked, etc. Which is me in a nutshell. I think if anybody knows me as a person, that's kind of who I am. I do have lots of fun, but everybody knows I love to challenge people on their ideas. And it's exactly what it says is that I'm not always trying to be right. I just like to challenge people on their ideas to not only make me understand their ideas better, but to make them understand their ideas, see flaws, and maybe come up with a better model or way of thinking, or just to plant a seed in their head and say, hey, which is why I don't argue as much as I used to when I was younger, simply because of how divisive it can be. So if I argue too much with people, it just makes people unhappy. So I choose to try and not do it as much. And it's something I've known well within myself, even though I love having a good like debate and argument with somebody that's like really trying to like argue a point and not just, uh, not just like be right. I think that's the biggest thing. When I was younger, I used to argue just to be right, you know? So it wasn't so much that I wanted to is that I argued to be right, not to like learn. Well, I would still learn through it, but and people would still beat me or like come up with arguments that were very compelling that it was hard for me to win. But yeah, I think it's very interesting that it nailed me like a book. But I mean,
All
I
right,
don't
and
know.
that's the goal for these things. There is quite a bit of science behind it, as much as some people might want to argue.
Seth, you can go next if you
No,
want, or I can go.
go
It's up to
for
you.
it. Go
All
for
right.
it.
I got that. Logistician. So logical, I guess. It says I'm going to go ahead and read the same thing Pat read. It says this personality type is thought to be the most abundant, making up around 13% of the population. So I guess I'm not as special as I was told. Their defining
How much
characteristics of
percent?
13.
13% of the population.
That's a low percentage.
It just says
Well,
it's
there's 16
thought,
personality types, so that's actually pretty
Mm.
large.
yeah, thought to be the most abundant.
Yeah.
So it says their defining characteristics of integrity, practical logic, and tireless dedication to duty make them a vital core to many families, as well as organizations that uphold traditions, rules, and standards, such as law offices, regulatory bodies, and military. People with the logistician personality type enjoy taking responsibilities for their action and take pride in the work they do. When working towards a goal, they hold back none of their time and energy completing each relevant task with accuracy and patience.
Okay.
So,
That seems like I don't know. How do you feel about it? You feel like that's a
yeah, I mean,
fairly
I feel like
accurate picture
it's
of you,
accurate.
or yeah?
Yeah, I like to plan ahead, think before I do. For the most part, sometimes it's not always the case, but I always like to make sure that everything is set in order. I I'm not big into randomness or just go with the flow. I like to know what's going to happen before it happens. I like being prepared.
Right. Yeah. So I had the same thing as you will.
What?
Um,
No.
Yeah.
yeah.
Wait, hold on. Uh,
No.
no,
Oh, I'm
no.
way too close to it. Here you go.
Wait, which
Ah,
side? Which
I
side?
got you. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, here we go.
um, but we also just squished Patrick between us. Uh, um, but yeah.
little
So
Sam.
we have the same everything. Um, which goes to, like, so this is where I think these things are interesting. Um, because anyone who knows, I mean, I'm sure you'll agree with me, Will. We have some very similar things, but also we're very different people. But we lined up the same way, which is why this is interesting because it kind of puts somebody in more into a box. So like we both lean towards introverted. We both lean towards sensors. Um, we both are thinkers, not feelers. We both well judgers. Um, so but there's so much more into each of those sections, like and how we react to different situations, which is what's interesting about these for me. Um, so it's definitely interesting. I like it a lot. But so what happened was we got into a little debate in our group, right? On how these work, if they actually work. Which, I mean, we all three just agreed that it hit us pretty much on the head, but they also did use pretty generalized things in what was read. Because so it can put you more into an area, so you know your strengths and your weaknesses. So like, I know I am more introverted. So if I were picking for a project at work or something and we were trying to team up with somebody, I'd want to go with someone a little more extroverted to handle that other side of things. I feel
A
like
balance.
it's extremely important to know who you are so you can not only, it's not necessarily to, make yourself a better person. Like, so I mean, you might see some things that you want to change about yourself, but more of so you can know what your strengths are, and you know what other people can do to balance that, whether it's in a, a romantic relationship or a workplace or even just, a friendship. Um, and that's what I think is important and why you need these boxes to kind of understand yourself a little more. I've taken multiple of these kinds of tests, multiple of other types of psychology tests that break down your way of thinking and stuff. And I think it's important for people to do it if you want to, continue to grow yourself and make yourself more successful. But that's why I love them. But we got into, like I said, we got into an argument about, if it's just general, it doesn't matter. You can't go off of it. They're just saying things to make you, or whatever. So obviously everyone's going to have an opinion on this, but I think it's extremely important. What do you guys
Well,
think?
and I would add a secondary thing too is with the other tests we took and this test, right? Um, it's based on a scale. So like if we all go look at our little thing right now, and it goes over, it gives you a percentage of what you are. So even though it's saying I'm an ENTP, right, which means I'm extroverted, I'm only 71% extroverted. So I still have introverted tendencies, right? I still have those days where I don't want to be around people. I need my time alone. I need recharge time to be away from people. But on a general basis, I do have more extroverted tendencies where I enjoy to be around people that are fun to be around and that I have good times with and all that. But it goes like if you go look at some of my other ones, like the last one, the ENTP, I'm 46 and 54. So I'm literally almost right in the middle. So I could be a J or a P, which means that, well, yeah, I supposedly lean a little bit more to the the prospecting side over the or perceiving side over the judging side. It still means that I do my fair amount of judging also. I'm not just like I 100% only perceive and never judge, right? So I think that's the biggest thing is like, yeah, everybody can take this, but I'm sure if y'all compared your two scores and then you go look at what you actually got on a percentage basis scale line, you're going to be different people, right? Where you're going to be farther on one spectrum than the other. Some of you might barely be on the one side of the spectrum while the other person's all the way over there. So while you have those tendencies of whatever that is, that doesn't just necessarily define 100% of who you are. So I think a lot of people just get caught up in the letter and then that's all they ever see.
Oh
But
yeah,
it's like,
because my
it's supposed to be that's
yeah,
why when you take those tests, you have a scale, right? So it goes 1 through 5. You're picking strongly agree, somewhat agree, neutral, somewhat disagree, strongly disagree. And that gives you a scale of based on like, I have a strong feeling about this. I don't have a strong feeling about this. So I don't know. I think that's the other part. I think it does a, a good job of teaching people more about themselves and giving
yeah,
you strengths and weaknesses, which I'm sure a lot of you, if you're very if you think about who you are, right? Everybody thinks about who they are. They're going to have that conversation in their head all the time about, man, I wish I could do this better. Man, I wish I could do I wish I hadn't have done this, or wow, I did this so great. I'm so good at this, but it's good to see it on a screen and like give you some more picture, and then that maybe makes your brain think more, and you can apply that into your life. So yeah, that's my opinion on it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, I was gonna say the tests, right? That these tests uh offer the answers they give. I think for the most part they're accurate. There's only so much accuracy though, because every person is different.
Yeah.
And there
Hmm.
is
oh
not, and
yeah,
what you had mentioned about being boxes, you can only give so many questions, and you can only give within the margin of error, however many percentage points that is, of being close to that person's personality type, what they like, what they dislike, what they do, what they think, what they feel. Um, but it's not perfect, and it can't be perfect because there are so many variables that cannot be accounted for because every person thinks, feels, and does things differently. I think for the most part, it's accurate, maybe 85 to 90%, but I think it's impossible for the other 10% to be accounted for. At least that's the way I feel.
Yeah,
It's close.
I mean it's true, and it's not, but it's not designed to be 100%. That's why it breaks it down into percentages, like Patrick said. You know, you can,
Yeah.
because you can without a doubt be an introvert and still like being around people, and the
Mhm.
other way around, and same for all everything. Yeah, no,
Like
I
I
just think
said,
it's
somebody
interesting.
who's like autistic, right, or is like on the Asperger's side of. Well, I guess technically Asperger's no longer falls under autism, or that's what supposedly the medical journal changed it a few years ago. But someone who's autistic, right, they might be extremely extreme. Like I have a friend who multiple friends that have Asperger's, and they're extremely intelligent people, but they one of them will literally talk to no one. And the other one, on the other hand, even though they both have Asperger's, he will talk to people. And while he is awkward and he does stuff that's like, uh, that in the past you were like, why are you doing this? This is crazy, dude. Like, what? Why did you say that or do this? Like he actively tried to pursue and be around people and get people to accept him, while the other one didn't care at all. So like there's a huge spectrum of introvert to extrovert, and some people fall so far on the extroverts, side of it, that it's like if they don't get to be around people, they literally fall apart and they feel depressed and like
Yeah.
unhappy, and it falls the other way.
Mhm.
Where some people are like,
I have
yeah,
a friend who, I'm not going to mention names, but this quarantine has all but killed this person.
yeah,
Like going through those months, it was like, you know, I need to go and do things and be with people, and like this is killing me. And while, you know, then me on definitely on the other end, I like people and stuff, but in doses, and I need to recharge. So this quarantine thing has just been fine. Like, don't care. I go to work and I come home.
yeah. Yeah, and I'm an extrovert, so I've actually really not enjoyed, yeah, this whole quarantine. Like I don't mind it. I play games and stuff, but I like going and seeing people once in a while, and I like going and doing stuff, and I feel like we've been like locked in this dungeon for months, um and it's just been no fun, dude. And it's
Yeah.
worn on me personally. But I mean, everybody has their own thoughts on it and what they think about it, and I'm sure, just like Seth said, everybody enjoys it or doesn't enjoy it on a different level. Uh, so yeah, but I think in general we all kind of agree. It's like it, nothing like this that's human made can 100% give you 100% like accuracy on something. So while it,
Even if
it can
you,
give you a baseline of what you want, it cannot define you wholly, right?
I mean, even if
Because
you sit
nobody
down
knows.
with somebody who has, you know, a PhD in behavioral psychology, and you spend a year talking to them on a regular basis about, you know, and being completely honest, they still won't understand you 100%. But that being said, they also probably will understand you more than you do yourself.
Yeah.
But,
And,
you know,
feelings can change. So if
Yep.
you were to take the test a year from now, your opinions or your
I mean,
personality may have changed,
to
and so you're gonna get a different outcome.
to that point, I used to be an INTJ. Then I switched to an S, even though, I mean, I'm still right in the center. But yeah, I mean, so
Yeah, like I said, the first time I ever took it, I think I was an ENTJ, and now I'm an ENTP today. So I must be very close down on that spectrum where, because I don't feel like I judge or perceive people one or the other. I try and be fair about it. So for me, I've never just been somebody who's straight 100% judgmental. I try and
Yeah, well, I mean, but it's called a judger, but tend to be organized and prepared, like to make and stick to plans, and are comfortable just following most rules. Perceivers prefer to keep their options open and able to act spontaneously and make flexible with and be flexible with making plans. So I mean,
Okay.
it's not like
So yeah, I
because
definitely
I've always
fall down
thought
the
that one
middle
was a
there.
little weird because judgers sound like you tend to
Yeah.
judge people more, and perceivers, which I didn't know how that really tied into judging. Yeah, it's but so that's more of what it is. Like more like you're comfortable sticking with this and just organized, prepared as a J, and a P. You're more of a hey, let's do whatever. If you go, hey, let's go to Florida tomorrow, you're like, screw it, why not? Like,
I mean, I definitely feel like I fall right down the middle. Like I like to be spontaneous, but I also like to like make a plan and be organized and uh I don't know. It's just like I just can't be 100% spontaneous and just like disappear for a week because it's like what I feel like doing. I'm just not that kind of
yeah, I mean,
person.
so for me, when it comes to like work and life plans, definitely on the J side. But when it comes to things that I don't feel like matter so much in the big picture, then I'm
Hmm.
on the P side. Like, today are we gonna we were planning on going to here to eat and then go see a movie, and then we decided to scrap the movie and go bowling. I'm like, I don't care. I don't like
Right.
we can change the plan because I don't feel like it affects anything. But if it had something to do with like my life goals, you're like, well, no, what if we just decide to quit our current job and go over here because this could be fun? That's not gonna happen. Like,
Yeah, something with a bigger impact than
yeah,
just today.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. But okay, that's true. Yeah. So I would say I fall somewhere in there too, Like I've before just been like, you know what? I'm running outside in the rain just because I want to run in the rain today. Very spontaneous, didn't have a
If you
plan to do it,
haven't
just
done
woke up
that
and
in
did
your
it.
life, you should. I mean,
I
I'm
did it
just
with my
saying.
sister one
Yeah,
time. It
no,
started
I
raining,
did it. I
and
did
I
it
was
with
like,
an ex,
"Audra,
and it
come!" And she's
it
like,
was
What?
definitely yeah. No,
Follow me!"
if
And
you
I just
have
ran
not done
outside.
that, do that because it is actually a good experience to just
and
randomly decide to go out in the
And she
rain
was
for
so
no reason.
excited that I did that and thought I was the coolest person ever because I ran out into the rain for like 15 minutes. We were just running around and out in the fields in the rain, and it was like it was raining so hard, but it was like, and I was like, woo! I don't know, stuff like that. You got to live in the moment some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you also, because of how life is, it's, I feel like it's very hard to be a stable person and take care of yourself financially and like, keep your life together and not be at least semi organized and semi responsible. And you can't just be spontaneous all the time. Like you have to. The
Yeah.
older I get, the more I realize that, I guess. So like maybe the reason I was one or the other was I don't know. I don't know what to say. Past that.
Yeah, I think very few people are able to luck their way through life. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I'm trying
You
my
either put
best.
the work in or you don't,
Yeah. Hey,
sadly.
I had a question for you guys, actually, from a viewer. She asked, "Are there particular shoes men should not wear?" You guys have thoughts or opinions on that?
I mean, there's the golden rule: never wear socks with sandals.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Woo!
Does that
that is
count?
He's never done
any
that.
kind of sandal.
No.
I don't care if they're Nike slides, unless you are. Which this I have made this exception to the rule, and I think it's okay. But like if you're back in high school when I played basketball, I would wear some sort of sandals because you do not wear your basketball shoes on any other thing other than the basketball court, or maybe the hallway if you have to go out in the hallway, but never outside on other surfaces. So like if you just pull them off and then slide some like some shoes on, and then go like just because you're going to the car and you're going home to shower, that's an exception to the rule. But if you're just out at Walmart wearing socks with any kind of sandals, you're wrong.
Maybe the socks give extra grip. Maybe
No, they actually make your feet slide a little more in them.
Wait,
slide in the
I
slide.
mean,
So, yeah,
so
slide
so
in the
you're
slide.
saying like, okay, So say like I'm not playing basketball that day and I got myself some like really nice like Adidas slip-on like slippers and I wear myself the double swish Nike long socks up to my ankles and I go to Walmart cuz I'm, feeling myself that day. You're telling me that's not okay?
It's not okay.
Oh, get
It's
out of
not
here.
okay.
No,
It breaks all of the fashion rules, and the
I'm
fashion
Mr.
police will come
Comfortable.
down
I
out of
I wear
nowhere.
moccasins out because they're
Moccasins
comfortable. So
out are
some
okay.
people see
Moccasins were designed to wear. Like house shoes out is different, but moccasins are not house shoes.
Wait, to wear with socks or no socks?
I don't care how you wear them.
I wear both. No socks, socks.
That doesn't
Depends
matter.
on the day.
But moccasins out in public are okay. I mean, obviously you have to put your clothes to match them enough. But
Do you?
yes,
Okay.
yes. But if you wear them out in public, it's okay. House shoes out in public, that's just being lazy. Says a lot about your personality. I'm kidding. I actually do
I was
that
gonna
one.
say I've done that before.
I do
It's
that
like
one.
super comfortable. Super comfortable.
I do it if I'm just in a hurry. But usually I'm not even getting out of the car. Like I'm running somewhere and going through a drive-through or whatever. But that one usually. Or on a long road trip, rules don't apply to anything.
I would say this isn't just for men, but this is just for people in general. I'm gonna say a hard no to Crocs. Like you should never wear them. Just never.
I've actually never worn
I
Crocs.
will back
I
that.
can't argue that.
They're so lame. They look so dumb. And I get that they might be comfortable or whatever, but like they don't even look good or anything. They're just lame, dude.
Wait. Oh, and I have this is for a very specific viewer. You know who you are.
Oh,
You do. I can't even think the name of the shoes are called. But if you have a hole in your shoe, you should stop wearing them.
a hole in your shoe?
Yep, like where your toe is sticking through. You should probably stop wearing them.
Oh, like a shoe that's not supposed to have a hole but is worn through? Yeah, definitely should stop wearing them. I don't know who he's talking to, but come on.
They know.
Throw that pair away. Get a new shoe. Please.
They're
No,
those.
get a friend
I
shoe.
can't
You
even
don't
think
want
what
one
those
new
shoes
shoe.
are. Yeah.
Or cut the entire front toe thing off where the fabric is, so
don't
it's
listen
just like a
don't listen
so
to
it's just like a
actual
little
advice.
sandal thing.
Definitely not actual advice.
With some more support because you have laces. Actually, this could be a new shoe, guys.
Nope.
Hey,
Nope.
have you ever thought about that? Like you have you have the whole shoe just like normal, but the toes are open.
Why?
And so then you have the fabric that like laces up over it, so you get that support, but you have a little bit of wiggle there and there. You know what I'm saying?
Patrick, I think that's called a sandal.
Kind of. It's on the same place, but sandals are usually more open. I'm talking like a shoe, just like everything, the sole, everything, just like no fabric.
What purpose does it serve?
Show off your toenail polish.
To like help with athlete's foot and like not getting germs and bacteria growing on your feet, so you have like it a little bit more.
Take a shower and wear shoes. Normal
with
shoes.
socks.
I don't know,
Most
man.
with socks.
I past that though, like I mean,
What about Uggs? Because guys do wear Uggs.
No.
Yeah, they do.
I don't see the appeal. I don't see the appeal in Uggs at all.
Yeah.
But it's because my feet tend to get warm, and those are without a doubt warm. Well, at least I would assume so because I've felt inside them. I've never. I tried to wear one once, but they were just too small. Okay, I wanted to see what they felt like, but my foot would just not fit in. But yeah, no, it's I don't see me personally would never do it. If you do it, you do you. But
okay,
I would.
Can
I
put a
wouldn't say so.
stipulation?
Yeah,
I want to put a stipulation here. Fur boots that like are made out of some like bear fur and like made for like walking up in the north and stuff that look dope. Wear those.
But those are practical.
If
Those
you're
aren't
saying
Uggs.
specifically Uggs, the brand of Uggs, and like what like girls with like yoga pants wear, Uggs and yoga pant, and like no,
And
I
North
think it
Face.
would look weird with it on a guy.
Together.
But hey, I guess I would say it would look weird on a straight guy. Now, if you if you fly the other way, hey man, more power to you. You wear what you want to wear because you don't follow the rules. But like
I mean, you wear whatever you want to wear, no matter what.
yeah.
I don't
But
think.
some
Yeah.
stuff's just
I'm not a fan of them. I mean, I don't think they look good.
yeah. I don't know. I there's just some things that just don't make any sense for dudes to wear. So unless hey, you do the other side, and then okay, cool, you do you. But
I think
I
there's
would never wear. I
there's
would
a
never wear high heels. I'm not gonna wear high heels. There's no million in a million
Have
worlds
you
that I'm
actually
gonna
ever
wear it.
worn high heels before?
I have as a joke, and they're not
I
comfortable at
without a
all.
doubt tried them because I was told I couldn't balance in them, and I proved them wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait,
I have great balance.
whose high heels are you borrowing that would fit your feet?
I was a hell of a lot younger. My feet weren't always this big.
I had 3 sisters. I just want you to know. And I have many pictures of them dressing me up in girls' clothes when I was a kid. And I
Nice.
was just too stupid to realize, that they were going to use this as blackmail the rest of my life. Then I'm like 7 years old. I'm like, sure,
So,
let's do it.
Will,
I'm
you
wearing the
haven't
pink
really answered
dress.
this question.
And then I realized, what they had done, what they had truly done to me. Yeah. And so now I've burned all those pictures out of my photo book. No, they're still there. But luckily they're at my mom's house, and not very many of the people I know that like are ever gonna see it. So.
Well, you didn't answer this question. You're just sitting here listening.
Oh, for what? What shoes?
Yeah.
No, yeah, no, I
Did we
agree.
switch topics?
Uggs, yeah, probably.
What else? I
Honestly, I really don't mind what shoes you wear or what style you want to go with, whatever floats your boat, whatever is comfortable.
Well, I
I
bet
don't
generally
wear
floats boats.
flip-flops. I don't wear sandals. I've never really cared for open-toe shoes.
yeah, me neither.
Um, unless I'm out like at the beach, because then just wearing tennis shoes is dumb. But people do. I feel like that's a really easy way to just ruin a pair of shoes. Maybe for the person that wearing that shoe that has a hole in it, you wear those to the beach because that's probably the best use you're gonna
I'm
get out of those
sure
now.
they do. But yeah. So on the other end of the spectrum, though, everybody should own a pair of Heelys. They're the coolest
No.
things you can ever wear.
I would if
Everyone
they
should
made
have
my
'em.
size. The thing is, though, when I was growing up, when those became big, they never had my size because I've always had pretty big feet, and so I never was able to actually wear them. But they looked cool as hell, and I'm severely disappointed that I was never able to experience that.
Yeah,
They
you
need
should have.
Heelys for men. That should be a thing. Go ahead and bring
They
those back. If you guys are listening and you make shoes, bring those and make them in like men's sizes because I would buy them.
because there's
Heelys
definitely
are
a
awesome.
large discriminatory practice towards men that are tall. Okay,
Mhm.
in just everything. Okay, I know everybody's like, oh, it must be so nice to be tall. It's so unfair that you're tall and I'm short. Like, you realize that like the entire world is short, so everything is made for short people.
Mhm.
So you have to have special consideration given to you in order to get anything that like fits you and fits your body. So like cars are
Yeah.
not made for tall people,
Nope.
shoes aren't made for tall people, clothes aren't made for tall people, doorways aren't made for tall people. You go and work at a company and it's like when they do all their things, they make it for like the average height person. If you're above the average height, you're banging your head on everything.
Is
Like
it
you
what,
just
like 5'11" is the
I
average
think
height
it's
for
for a
American male
man, so 5'10" to 5'11". So
in
if
the
you're
US?
anywhere up past that, it's crazy. Like
Yeah, I wear a
doorways, there's some people that are so tall they can't even walk through a normal person's
You
house
can't
because
really, that people that tall are not common. So you can't really design, your general door to accommodate them. If they need their house to accommodate them, they're gonna have to build a special house.
nah, people are just
Like
tall. That's
it's
all.
just like
that's
for
F.
houses for people in wheelchairs. Like our house would not accommodate somebody in a wheelchair at all. And most
I
houses
think
won't, but some houses do.
tall
We lived in
people
a house for a little
probably
while who they had the light switches set for people in a wheelchair, so they're down a hell of a lot lower. Interesting thing about this, it was a 2-story house with no way to get a wheelchair up the stairs. So, but the light switches were still low. I'm like, all right, we're halfway thinking about this.
Mm-hmm.
How did they get upstairs?
Probably.
And we're
Didn't.
sure
I
this
mean,
was designed
it was
for
just the
someone
house
in a
designed.
wheelchair,
They put
not
it lower,
having-
like just in case, I guess. But then also, I mean, it was the stairway. You couldn't even put one of those lifts to bring you up and down or anything because of the way the stairway was. Like, I mean, so it was just like they thought about it, but they didn't. I just always thought it was funny.
Maybe
gonna
they like
rephrase that.
pick them up and like throw them over their shoulder and walk all the way up, and then plop them down on the other wheelchair they have installed just for upstairs, and then they can wheel around, and then they bring them back.
I'm gonna
I
rephrase
don't
that.
know.
I'm gonna say vertically abled people. Are you sure it was not designed for them instead of people?
Vertically disabled people, you mean?
Yeah.
Not abled. That was weird.
Vertically abled, yeah, would definitely be taller, but
Well, no. Technically, then that is true because it wasn't designed for tall people. If the light switches were down low.
so vertically challenged.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
they are at. Never mind. I'm not even gonna keep going.
Yeah, probably not.
Because it,
Yeah,
I
topic
can't
for another
explain
day.
it without a picture. Okay, they were definitely they're the right height for somebody sitting in a chair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll believe you.
Yeah.
All right.
That's I guess gonna be it for this episode. Y'all got anything else to add before we want to outro?
Nope.
Uh,
That is it.
Nah, I think I'm good, man. I appreciate you asking though and caring about my feelings and my opinion. Thank you, dude.
I do care. Well, we're 20 something away from 100 subs, so we're getting there. If you haven't already, go ahead and maybe possibly share our channel to those that might be interested in watching our content. If not, we appreciate your support. So thank you.
Definitely.
Check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Links are going to be down below. Pat, is there something about a bell? Maybe you want to talk about?
Well, you can click the subscribe button. Make sure to click the notification bell so that when we do post a video, you'll know about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And also,
And
Will promised us 3 subs by the end of the week, so we're gonna hold him to that.
Please help me.
Yeah, and like, click, subscribe, and comment. Forgot to say that.
Yeah, actually, let us know in the comments below if there's a particular shoe that you guys enjoy wearing, or maybe you don't enjoy seeing on someone. Possibly, who knows?
Or
Also,
talk to me about your personality.
yeah, take that
Yeah, do that.
personality quiz and then put it down in there and debate with me over whether it's right or not. Okay.
Actually, I'll tell you what,
You know,
guys.
hey,
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and link the test that we took in the description, so it'll be in there. You can go ahead and click on that,
Cool.
take it, and then let us know what you got in the comments.
It only takes like 12 minutes. It's not the official one that takes a long time.
Yeah.
And this one's free.
I've taken the official one and got the same answer. So I mean, not as accurate because the official one has like 170 questions. I think.
Yeah, you have to go through
This
a
one
ton.
had like 50 maybe, and they were very simple.
Yeah.
Cool beans. Well, I guess that's gonna do it for us. This has been episode 14. We will see you next week.
Later.
Peace.